The guest half bathroom is one of those spaces that doesn't always get the attention it deserves, but when you really think about it, it's kind of a big deal. It's often the only bathroom your guests will see, which means it quietly carries a lot of weight. It's not where you brush your teeth or get ready in the morning, but it's where people form impressions. And the best part is that because it's small and used differently than a full bathroom, it's actually one of the easiest places in your home to have a little fun with design. A guest half bath doesn't need to be overly practical in the same way a main bathroom does. There's no shower or tub to worry about, and storage needs are minimal. That freedom opens the door to creativity. This is the room where bold choices feel less scary because the commitment is smaller. A color you might hesitate to use in a larger space suddenly feels exciting and intentional in a half bath. Color is often where guest bathrooms really shine. Deep, moody tones work incredibly well in small spaces and instantly make the room feel intentional and dramatic. Dark greens, navy blues, charcoal grays, and even black can look stunning when paired with the right lighting and finishes. These colors create an intimate, cozy atmosphere that feels a little luxurious, like a boutique hotel restroom. If dark colors feel intimidating, softer shades like warm beige, blush, sage, or soft gray can still add personality without overwhelming the space. Wallpaper is practically made for guest half bathrooms. Because the room is small, you don't need much, and the impact is immediate. Patterned wallpaper can transform a plain powder room into something memorable. Florals, geometrics, murals, or textured designs all work depending on your style. Even a bold wallpaper that might feel too busy in a living room can feel just right in a half bath. It's a space where guests expect a little surprise. The vanity is usually the main functional element in a guest half bathroom, so it's worth choosing one that feels special. Floating vanities keep the room feeling open and modern, especially in tight spaces. Vintage or furniture-style vanities add character and warmth. A unique vanity can do a lot of the design work on its own, especially when paired with a simple sink and interesting hardware. Sinks themselves can be a design moment too. Vessel sinks, sculptural basins, or stone sinks add interest without taking up much space. Even a classic undermount sink can feel elevated when paired with a statement faucet. Matte black, brushed brass, or polished chrome faucets each bring a different vibe. Black feels modern and bold, brass feels warm and slightly vintage, and chrome feels clean and timeless. Lighting in a guest half bath matters more than people think. Because the room is small, lighting sets the entire mood. Overhead lighting alone can feel harsh and unflattering, so adding wall sconces or a soft pendant makes a big difference. Warm lighting creates a welcoming glow that feels thoughtful and comfortable. Even a simple light fixture with an interesting shape or finish can become a focal point. Mirrors are another opportunity to add personality. Instead of a basic rectangular mirror, consider a round mirror, an arched shape, or a mirror with a decorative frame. Mirrors reflect light and make the space feel larger, but they also act as wall decor. In a small guest bathroom, one well-chosen mirror can replace the need for extra art. Speaking of walls, art in a guest half bath can be playful and unexpected. This is a great place to hang something that might feel too quirky elsewhere. Abstract prints, vintage illustrations, typography, or even framed photography can all work. Because guests only spend a short time in the room, you can afford to be a little more daring. The key is scale. One or two well-sized pieces usually look better than several small ones. Storage in a guest half bath doesn't need to be complicated, but it should be thoughtful. A small vanity cabinet, a shelf above the toilet, or a slim wall-mounted cabinet can hold essentials without cluttering the room. Open shelving can work well too, especially if you keep it styled simply with folded hand towels, a plant, or a decorative container. Texture is what keeps a guest bathroom from feeling flat. Even in a neutral color palette, mixing textures adds depth and warmth. Smooth tile, soft towels, woven baskets, wood accents, and ceramic accessories all work together to make the space feel layered. Texture is especially important in small rooms where you don't have a lot of square footage to work with. Tile choices can also elevate a guest half bath. Because the space is small, you can splurge a bit on tile without blowing your budget. Patterned floor tiles, textured wall tiles, or a tiled backsplash behind the sink add visual interest. Tile doesn't have to cover every surface to make an impact. Sometimes just a small tiled area is enough to anchor the room. Plants are a simple way to bring life into a guest half bathroom. Even a small plant on the vanity or a shelf can make the space feel fresher and more inviting. If natural light is limited, there are plenty of low-light plants that still do well, or even a really good phoque plant can work if it looks realistic. Green adds contrast and softness, especially in rooms with darker colors. Scent is something people often forget about, but it's a big part of how a space feels. A candle, diffuser, or subtle room spray can make a guest bathroom feel thoughtfully prepared. It doesn't have to be overpowering. Something light and clean goes a long way and leaves a good impression. Hardware and small details might seem minor, but they make a difference. Matching towel rings, toilet paper holders, and cabinet pulls create a cohesive look. Mixing metals can work too, as long as it feels intentional. These little details help the room feel finished rather than thrown together. One of the best things about designing a guest half bathroom is that it doesn't have to be timeless in the same way a kitchen or primary bath does. Trends feel safer here. If you love a bold pattern, an unusual color, or a quirky accessory, this is the place to try it. Even if your taste changes later, it's relatively easy to update a half bath without a major renovation. For homes with limited space, guest half bathrooms are often tucked under stairs or in narrow hallways. These layouts can feel awkward, but they also add character. Embracing the quirks instead of fighting them usually leads to better results. Sloped ceilings, tight corners, and narrow walls can become part of the charm when designed thoughtfully. The goal of a guest half bathroom isn't to impress in an obvious way. It's to make people feel comfortable and welcome. A clean, well-lit, thoughtfully designed space says a lot about how you care for your home and your guests. It doesn't need to be fancy or expensive to feel special. At the end of the day, the best guest half bathroom ideas are the ones that reflect your personality while still being practical and inviting. It's a small room with a lot of potential. When you treat it like more than an afterthought, it becomes a space that surprises people in the best way. And honestly, there's something really satisfying about knowing that even the smallest room in your house feels intentional, warm, and just a little bit memorable.